Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at Studio Series number 41, Deluxe Class Constructicon ScrapMetal. So, originally I told myself I wasn't going to get the Constructicons. I've never been a big fan of the design of Devastator from Revenge of the Fallen. That's what the second one was, right? Here's a picture of him on the side. I don't know, I never really liked this design. Although I will say, look, we get a different faction symbol here with the head of Devastator for the Constructicons. So that's kind of neat. Over on this side, cool picture of ScrapMetal. But anyway, what I was saying is, I'm probably going to end up not getting all of these, but ScrapMetal looked cool to me, so just as an individual Transformer, I wanted to pick him up and give him a shot. But again, I think by the time it's all said and done, I think it's going to be 2 Leader class figures, 2 Voyager class figures, and 4 Deluxe class figures. I'm pretty sure it's 8 that are going to be needed to construct Devastator over here. And that's going to be quite a significant money sink. Now, I mean, I buy figures all the time, but for something I'm not really that crazy about, I just don't really see me getting invested. So I'll probably pick up 1 or 2 as I like the individual designs. But like the other one that's out so far, I think it's Rampage. I hate the design of that. It's a bulldozer that turns into like a weird pogo stick, and I'm just not a huge fan of that design, so I definitely will not be picking that one up. But here is ScrapMetal Robot Mode, Construction Vehicle Mode over here. And it says, Constructicon ScrapMetal combines with his comrades to form Constructicon Devastator. That is true. So that's pretty much it for the packaging. Not really anything going on the top or bottom. So let's get him out of the box and we'll take a closer look. So here he is with the backdrop that is included. It is the Egyptian desert. You can see the pyramid in the background. That's where they fought in Revenge of the Fallen. Now, unfortunately, because this thing kind of jets out so far, it's a little difficult to get him in this space without, like, completely pushing the back of the backdrop back. But you can kind of get it to work. And he looks pretty cool. So taking a closer look at the robot mode, I think it looks pretty good. It gives me a very, like, Grimlock from original Robots in Disguise, or Build Cyclone, I want to say, from Car Robots. He's one of the members of Build King. Definitely that's kind of what it reminds me of, but I think he looks great. I really do. I love the color scheme. Obviously it's primarily this kind of goldenrod yellow, but you do have some like darker, not quite black, but I would say like really dark gray. I guess it's black in some places, but overall, again, love the color scheme. I think it looks cool. I think the fact that the shovel condenses really well on the back looks good, and I don't really mind that kibble there. I think it looks pretty neat. Taking a closer look at the head sculpt. Let's zoom in there. He kind of has eyes. I think these little red beady eyes here, but they're very tiny. And at first I missed them, so I think that's them. I do like the head sculpt. I just wish the eyes were slightly bigger so you could see them a little bit better. You have this kind of movement here. You can see that that's probably going to flip around for part of the transformation, but the head is on a swivel, so you go side to side. I think it is a ball joint, actually. Yeah, so you can do front to back as well. Just be careful. You'll probably end up moving that panel more than you will actually just move the head. But nice ball joint there. You have a ball joint here in the shoulder. You have kind of 2 joints. You have a kind of top swivel and then an actual ball joint in the elbow. The hands are weird. They're not really quite handy. They're like crab people hands. He's got these little, like, they're basically clamps for hands. And now it won't even open. Come on. So there you go. They just kind of clamp. This one's a little bit easier to work with. They're alright. I wish he had regular hands, but I get it. He's got a ball joint here in the hip. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And then the feet really just kind of are there. He doesn't really have any ankle or feet movement. Does he have anything here in the waist? No, I don't think so. But overall, I really do like the look of him. I think he's a cool little robot. And I think he's got enough articulation where it counts. And yeah, the only thing I would complain about, like I said, I wish the eyes were just a slightly bit bigger, but overall I really do like the robot mode. Alright, so transformation for this guy is pretty simple, and I do want to say one thing real quick. This is kind of how the legs are meant to be. Now if you absolutely want to just have the legs be straight up and just kind of have a knee bend, you can certainly do that, and it gives them a little bit more height. But I think they're supposed to kind of be back like this, just to give it a little bit more character. But it's completely your call. But I believe that's how the directions have it. But he was mistransformed in the packaging, so that's why I originally thought that they were just supposed to be straight down. But again, it's your preference. I think both ways look cool, but this is how they expect you to transform it like that. So anyway, transformation, very simple. You're going to close up the claw hands, and then you're going to rotate them all the way around back into the forearm. He's got this little piece here on the side. Now this comes loose in the packaging, but they tell you just to peg it into the side of his arm. You don't have to if you don't want to. It comes into play later on in vehicle mode, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with the combined Devastator mode as well. It's not important, honestly. You could transform him in this mode or the other mode without this. I'll show you what I mean later on. So the next thing you're going to do, come around to the back and completely extend out the shovel. You can see here that there is a tiny little peg on the back of each shoulder blade, and that's going to peg into these tiny peg holes on the side of each of these, let's just say each side of this middle piece here. So you're going to bring this around, and then that's going to peg in there, and that's going to peg in there. Come around to the front, and I'm going to zoom out a smidge. You're going to pop down just the front section here of the crotch and kind of straighten out the legs. You can go ahead and straighten them out. You can close up the feet and then rotate them around. And we'll come back to them later, but they're basically done for right now. You're going to open up this chest area. It's a little weird to get it down, but there we go. Okay, so let me tilt this up. So this thing folds down. This is going to fold up, and then you're going to rotate the head around 180 degrees. And then this is actually going to, you can see that there's a little cavity inside there. The whole head won't go in there, but the crest of the head will, so that the back of it now sits kind of flush with the whole back of what will be the, I guess, I don't know construction terms. I'm going to call it a backloader. I don't really know. Excavation, construction, I don't know. It's a scavenger. I call it scavenger. Every time I see one, I call it scavenger because that's the original Constructicon name for this vehicle. He was scavenger. So basically for these, you're going to, you'll see here that this will kind of come down like this. So you actually stretch this out, and this will rotate up, and you can see that there's a tab right here, and that is going to peg in to, I think, right here on the side. So you're going to bring this down. No, I'm sorry. What am I? I'm doing this wrong. Let me take a look at this for a second. So no, I was right the first time. You peg it into the side in that little spot that I showed you right there. So you go ahead and you tab that in. Boom. So there's the whole one side. You come around to this. You are going to swivel this around and then kind of bend it in. And then this whole thing will drop straight down and kind of sit in here. So that's kind of the whole top of the vehicle. And then at this point, you're just going to swivel these around, and you'll see that there's a little tab slot right there. And then there is a tab here, and that's going to peg in here and here. So you just bring this up. He'll go into that first little tab spot, and then that'll tab there. And for whatever reason, it doesn't always want to do it, but it gets there. And there you go. Very simple. Now that piece that I showed you earlier, that comes here, and you can see that there are kind of two slots right there for this and this. So you just kind of push this on, and it kind of holds it together a little bit. But I feel like it's not necessary, but you can put it on there. Not a problem. There we go. So there is the little construction vehicle. I think it looks really good. So like I said, I dig it. I think it looks good. I like how all the kind of rails here on the side line up with each other. There's great articulation here in the shovel. You can come down, scoop, pick it up. You have an articulation point here, here, and here. I think that's all you need. Now you can see you have this piece here, which I'm assuming is going to be a connection port for Devastator. You can kind of tuck that into here, but I wouldn't push it in too deep because then it's a little hard to get out. But that's just kind of there and visible. But other than that, I think it's a really cool little excavator. He's got wheels here. Oh, this is a little twisted. So he's got a big wheel here, and he's got 2 wheels here on the side. So he actually rolls pretty decently. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's a great little construction vehicle mode. I think the robot mode's cool. And transformation is really not that difficult. And it's kind of intuitive. I like it quite a bit. So I actually really like this guy a lot more than I thought I was going to. I always thought he'd be neat, but I actually really, really like him. I definitely, well, I can't say definitely, because knowing me, I'll probably eat my words, you know, a couple months down the road, but I'm most likely not going to get all of the Constructicons. Maybe if, like, the ones I really don't like at all go on, like, super clearance or something, maybe I'll pick them up just to be able to do Devastator, but I really don't like the design of Devastator, and about half of them I really just don't like at all. The other one that I've seen so far that I think looks pretty good is Long Haul, I think it is. I think he's still Long Haul, the dump truck. That's his G1 name. I'm thinking he's still Long Haul. In any case, I've seen pictures of him, and I think he looks good. I'll probably get him as well. But the next one coming up, and I apologize, I can't think of its name, but he's got the weird like legs that go out to the side. It looks like he has rickets. No good. I can't deal with that. So him and Rampage are definitely 2 that I probably won't be picking up. But even if you're like me and you don't want to get all of them, I still think it's worth picking up a couple individual ones because they're just solid toys on their own. Like this guy, you know, may never become a hand of Devastator, but he's a fun little robot, and I really like his little construction vehicle mode as well. I think the color scheme's fun, good articulation. He looks like a little bruiser. Honestly, with the color scheme, he's kind of reminding me of the exosuit from Aliens. I don't know, anyone else? That just came to me out of nowhere. Any case, it's a fun little guy. If you can find him and you want to get him for just a toy on his own, I definitely think he's worth it. I'm honestly thinking about just picking up Bone Crusher and forming my own Constructicon crew. They won't be able to combine, but they'll still look good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.